You guys broke it and you bought it. And this is what happens. You wonder why Americans think that you are a bleep show? The reason they think you're a bleep show is because of this. Chaos continues to reign in the media. It's hilarious to watch MSNBC have a full-scale meltdown over Joy Reid's departure. So MSNBC announced that Joy Reid, the least joyful person ever to be named Joy, would be ousted at MSNBC because her show was terrible and had no ratings. The readout had like 2 viewers, and probably one of them was just from our show, meaning that the right used the readout as more of a source than the American people used the readout. It was great. I enjoyed the readout because anytime I wanted sort of the apotheosis of the nut job left-wing perspective, Joy Reid was there. Well, Joy Reid has now been ousted. Joy Reid was weeping openly on the social medias over her own heroism after having been fired from MSNBC. Okay, lady, I'm sorry. MSNBC is the most left-wing network in America. If they fired you, it's because of ratings. It's not because they disagreed with your bizarro world left-wing principles. It's because you stink on air. But according to her, it's because she's been targeted by, wait for it, racism and sexism and all the rest.
In the end, where I really land and where I've landed on today is just gratitude. Just pure gratitude. And gratitude, not just because people would take the time to get on a call like this, or to take care of me, but also that my show had value, and that that what I was doing had value.
Indeed. My cup overfloweth. It is a wonderful moment because she, of course, was a terrible host and a terrible person who believes terrible things and foments the ideas and actions of other terrible people. But what's hilarious about this is it has now led to a full-scale insurrection over at MSNBC, where the other DEI-aiming left-wing hosts came out from the woodwork to explain that they were very sad that Joy Reid was going. This included, of course, Rachel Maddow, who isn't sad enough to give up her $30 million a year salary at MSNBC or anything, but a little sad, you know?
In all of the jobs I have had, in all of the years I have been alive, there is no colleague for whom I have had more affection and more respect than Joy Reid. I love everything about her. I have learned so much from her. I have so much more to learn from her. I do not want to lose her as a colleague here at MSNBC. And personally, I think it is a bad mistake to let her walk out the door. It is not my call, and I understand that, but that's what I think. I will tell you, it is also unnerving to see that on a network where we've got two non-white hosts in primetime, both of our non-white hosts in primetime are losing their shows, as is Katie Phang on the weekend. And that feels worse than bad, no matter who replaces them. That feels indefensible.
Yes.
And I do not defend it.
Get him, Rachel. Do it. Yes. I'm here for it. Taking a brickbat to management while drawing a $30 million a year salary to now go back to a once-a-week Monday night spot. Rachel Maddow. Oh, love it. Just call them all racists. That's going to work out amazing for you. Left wing, you guys broke it and you bought it. And this is what happens. You wonder why Americans think that you are a bleep show? The reason they think you're a bleep show is because of this. It's because they look at how you run institutions, including your own, and they say, are you insane? So you run the NSA so the transgender identified people can talk about getting their buttholes zapped. And then you actually run a network called MSNBC. And at MSNBC, you can't hold it together between all of your extraordinarily left-wing, communist bordering hosts. You can't even hold it together there. So you fire Joy Reid for having no ratings. And then you fire a couple of other hosts. And now you've got Rachel Maddow, the face of your stupid organization, out there calling you racist. Love it. Enjoying it. By the way, anytime she wants, she can give up her show again for Joy Reid, presumably. I mean, she's a white lady. Sure, she's a lesbian, which gives her some, added affirmative action points. But she also is white, I noticed. And again, seems very happy to draw down that salary. This is why you guys lose. So you want to keep going down this path? Really, I encourage you to. I'm enjoying it. I think that it's really, really good. Here's something that I learned recently that actually shocked me. Over 85% of grass-fed beef in stores is actually imported from somewhere else. That is right. Most of what you buy is not American beef. That's because the country of origin labeling law was repealed in 2015. So right now, meat can be packaged here in the United States and then earn a product of USA label, even if it was born, raised, and harvested overseas. Luckily, at GoodRanchers.com, they're changing that. They're sourcing 100% of their meat from American farmers and ranchers. All products on Good Ranchers have trustworthy ingredients, and unlike those Product of the USA stickers, you can rest assured every cut of meat from Good Ranchers actually is born, raised, and harvested right here in the United States. There are no hidden additives, no antibiotics ever, no seed oils, just pure, clean meat. Plus, with their farm-to-table transparency, you're supporting American ranchers while getting meat you can feel good about serving to your family. Producer Savvy, she talks all the time about how her family enjoys their Good Ranchers wild-caught seafood box. She gets the peace of mind of also knowing she's supporting paralyzed veterans, and her food is sourced from American farmers and ranchers. It's not too late to start the year right. Invest in your own health and support American farms with every purchase. Right now, get free ground beef, chicken breast, or wild-caught salmon in every order for a year, plus $25 off with code BEN. Start 2025 off right. Visit GoodRanchers.com and use code BEN for this incredible offer. Good Ranchers, American meat delivered. And meanwhile, the Trump administration is going up against the Associated Press. So the Associated Press has now sued the Trump administration because the administration said that they can't come on Air Force One. And the reason for that is because the Trump administration is mad at the AP for not renaming the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. So they've barred AP reporters from the Oval Office, Air Force One, and other official White House events. And now the AP is filing a lawsuit in the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia against Trump administration officials, including the White House Deputy Chief of Staff Taylor Budowich, the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, and the White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles. The complaint objects to the White House ordering the wire service to use specific words in its reporting and stated it had filed suit to, quote, vindicate its rights to the editorial independence guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. Now, the reality is that if the White House said the reason that you're ousted is because you won't say the things we want you to say, probably the White House loses in court on that because that would presumably be a First Amendment violation. What they actually should just say is, listen, we're not even going to give you a reason. Right? The White House under Joe Biden didn't include any of the alternative media at all. And we're going to treat all media equally, which means the AP does not get a leg up on, say, the Daily Wire or Breitbart or Daily Caller or anybody else in the online media. However, if you want to lose the sort of momentum that Trump has, and this is, again, I'm concerned with this because I want to see President Trump victorious. Distractions are the enemy. Yesterday, Edward Martin, who's the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, he put out a statement, quote, as President Trump's lawyers, we are proud to fight to protect his leadership as our president, and we are vigilant in standing against entities like the AP that refuse to put America first. He put that out as like a full-on graphic statement. That is just conceding the actual legal case. Because if the case that you are making is that the media have to reflect the perspective of the President of the United States to be given access, you're going to lose in court. Also, it sounds rather tyrannical and stupid. There is no reason to do that sort of stuff. The important thing is to continue pushing forward where common sense ought to prevail. This is the mandate. The mandate is common sense. The mandate is to stand against the Ilhan Omars and the insane employees at the NSA and the nut job, whack jobs over at MSNBC. That's the mandate. That is and any time the Trump administration strays from that mandate, they will get less popular. And anytime they fulfill that mandate, they will get more popular. It is, in fact, that simple. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.